As for individual awards, so we have 7 categories here. And if I'm missing any, guys, you know, tap into the YouTube page at youtube.com/at Ernest Christian if I'm missing any of that. But I did manage to segue or take out 7 categories I feel are necessary to recognize here in the NFL. So, offense rookie of the year. This was actually tougher, kind of tough. 2-man race though between this guy and Puka Nakua. But I had to go CJ Stroud because again, at the end of the day, even though Nakua was fantastic as the wingman to Cooper Cup in LA. What CJ Stroud did this year as a quarterback of the Houston Texans, a team that has been the worst team in football for the last 3 years. The worst, not just one of the worst team in football last 3 years. Comes in there, new head coach, obviously. And all he does is not only get a winning record, not only win double-digit wins this year, 10 wins, wins division. Okay, will host a home playoff game. This guy was at one point, in my opinion, weeks ago, definitely in the MVP conversation. Think about it a second. How many quarterbacks this year can you say played better than CJ Stroud this year? Outside Lamar Jackson. Okay? How many quarterbacks actually played better football this year than CJ Stroud? You can't find any. He's phenomenal. He's ready right now. If I'm doing my rankings next year for quarterbacks, he's ready in the top 10. The only other quarterbacks I would say that played on par, if not maybe a little better than him, maybe parts, was Dak Prescott. That's it. CJ Stroud was amazing this year. So I got to give him his flowers. And what he's done to that franchise also, too. Defense rookie of the year. This one's a little hard for me. But I did some digging around a little bit. And I want to give love to this guy. And here's why. My defense rookie of the year was Kobe Turner with the Rams. This dude is a defensive tackle. Okay? Again, repeat this real quick. Defensive tackle who had 9 sacks. Do you know how hard it is to get that many sacks in a season at that position where you're having it is by far the hardest position to play to get to the quarterback. And yet this guy, as a rookie, 9 sacks. Sick. Gotta give him his props. So Kobe Turner, Rams defensive tackle, is my defensive rookie of the year. Offensive player of the year. This might have been the hardest one to do. A couple guys you could have mentioned there. Christian McCaffrey. Other guys. I actually fell asleep on this one. Did not decide until this morning. I went Tyreek Hill. The reason why Tyreek Hill is this. Tyreek Hill, up until like maybe 2 weeks ago, was leading my MVP case. My MVP award. The entire Dolphins offense was predicated on Tyreek Hill. We can sit there and say, 2 was great and this and that, and 2 has been solid. But we also did see this year when Tyreek Hill's out in the field how massively different that offense looks like. Tyreek Hill was, to me, as valuable as you can find of any player in football this year. Okay? He won't get MVP, so I'm going to give him at least give him Offensive Rookie of the Year. Christian McCaffrey, definitely in the conversation. Right there with Tyreek Hill. I feel like Christian McCaffrey, though, has a lot more help, a lot better team around him than, say, Tyreek Hill does. That's all I'll say. That's the only cop I have on that one. Because that could have gone either way. Him or McCaffrey have been fine. Defensive Player of the Year. Another tough one. I considered TJ Watt at one point for this one. But I gotta go Myles Garrett. Because for all the talk about Joe Flacco, what he's doing with the Browns and the defense, Myles Garrett has kept that team afloat on some things you're not going to see in the stats. Keeping that team afloat, this year with the mixture of quarterback around, mixture of different quarterbacks. Sean Watson's in and out of the lineup. He gets hurt fine for the rest of the year. You got PJ, was it PJ? Not PJ Tucker. Is it PJ Tucker? Whatever. PJ Walker. PJ Walker. Yeah, the Dorian House, whatever his name is, the three, whatever his name is, Donald House Robinson, whatever his name is, and now Joe Flacco. And they won 11 games still. And it can't be just a quarterback play. The defense had to hold that down. Myles Garrett was their best player on defense. Can't give him his flowers. TJ Watt definitely close second, though. I'll tell you that. All right. Executive of the year. Had to go Sashi Brown of the Ravens. Gave the help that Lamar Jackson needed. Finally got the help he needed. Drafting Zay Flowers. Picking up OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., who was in spots pretty good. The tight end likely, obviously, when Mark Andrews went down. Having guys ready to go. This team never missed the beat. Lost Mark Andrews. This team never missed the beat. Got to give him his flowers. Sashi Brown, executive of the year. This one was tough. Coach of the year. Because this could have gone either way. This is really a two-man race. It's between D'Amico Ryans and Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. Again, I mentioned Myles Garrett and what they had to deal with the different quarterbacks and all that, and still managed to get the wild card, 11 wins, the whole nine. Also, the only team that could claim they beat San Francisco and Baltimore this year. But what D'Amico Ryans did in Houston this year, I mean, again, this was the worst team in football for the last 2 or 3 years. Okay? And all they've done in a 1 year was turn things around and go to playoffs. 10 wins. I have to get D'Amico Ryans. It's hard because with context, Stefanski probably deserves it, dealing what he dealt with. But taking a garbage team from what they had 2 wins last year to 10 the year after that with a rookie quarterback, and you're the rookie coach on top of that too. You also this is your first year's coach. On top of that, putting in a program out the chute, you gotta get your flowers there. Sorry, gotta give him his flowers. So D'Amico Ryans, to me, because of that, had he not won the game against the Colts on Saturday, I might have said Stefanski because the Texans went down to the playoffs. But because they even got to the playoffs, double-digit wins, the whole nine, gotta give him his flowers. And finally, MVP. For years, I've been beating the drum on Tyreek Hill, beating the drum on McCaffrey at points of the year. Even had a little bit of C.J. Stroud moments there. But at the end of the day, value is the word being used here. Value. I know people look at stats only, and stats do matter. But you also have to watch the games and look at the effects of the teams. To me, it's Lamar Jackson, not even close. You remove Lamar Jackson off this team, what are they? There's a reason why he has a 70% winning percentage as starting quarterback of the Ravens for the last 5 years. There's a reason that's a thing. Because they don't win much without him. The last 2 years, he's missed the last 5 games of the year. They made the playoffs 1 year, missed it the other year. Okay. This year, he's healthy all the way through. They're the number one seed in the AFC, best record in football. Just saying. Everything you asked him to do. It's funny now. We're now almost a year away past this now of his whole contract thing. Oh, should we pay Lamar Jackson's money? Man, how stupid do we look now? How fucking stupid do we look now a year later, questioning Lamar Jackson if he's worth the money? Now, that being said, for Lamar Jackson, got to get it done. If there's any way, if there's any year where the lanes are open for you to win a Super Bowl, it's now. I'm not saying he has no chance next year or year after that, but this year is perfect. You win a Super Bowl in a year that you're likely to win MVP. The conversation about you changes forever. They can never take that from you. You'll be a 2-time MVP, win a Super Bowl title as best player. They can't take it from anybody. They can't. So Lamar Jackson's my MVP this year. So there you go.